So in this video, I'm pretty much talking about my experience as a law enforcement or probation parole officer. All right, so I did 2 years as a probation parole officer, which was very exciting. I'm being sarcastic, guys. I like the idea of doing law enforcement initially, but I didn't really want to do probation parole. That's something I kind of fell into, because there was opportunities there, and I figured I need to get my foot in the door right after I got my degree, graduate, and everything. So I started doing the probation parole. With probation parole, man, what I found that I didn't really like about it was there was a lot of freaking paperwork. A lot of paperwork, man. Like me personally, I type fast because I done wrote like 2 books and stuff like that. Like literally, I've written a whole movie script and wrote a whole book, man. I just never got it published. I still got it. I might get it published. We'll see. But I didn't like the fact that I had to write so many reports. And I type fast. Like I said, I wrote a whole book, man. I can type fast, 80 to 100 words a minute. But all them damn reports we was writing is just ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. I mean, you write reports every day, all day. You got, files and files on your desk, man. Just all kind of stuff. Constantly getting files, more files, and more files. So that was a good majority of the work. I would say 60% of it was spent writing reports. All right, so if you're not a report writer, you probably don't want to do probation parole. If you don't like writing reports, I did a lot of that. Aside from the report writing, you had to manage your clients. Like you had to supervise these folks, man. So it wasn't like what you think. Like you're not constantly showing up at people's jobs and stuff like that. But every now and again, you checking on people, depending on what's going on. You got offenders that are more high risk. You got to do more checks more often. You got to do your drops. Obviously, y'all know you got to drop. Doing those. And the thing I didn't like about that, like you had to go in the restroom with these folks, right? So you had to see. I had seen too many male counterparts, man. Too many male sexual parts for my liking, and that's one of the things I ain't like about the modeling piece. I'm getting that too in a minute, but yeah. So, dang, I didn't know I was gonna go this way. Let me see if I can slide in on dude. Yeah, he let me slide in. So yeah, like I had to do all these drops, all right, and I would be in the bathroom with him, and I'll be honest, man, some of y'all folks be stinking, man. Like y'all got to, if y'all know you about to come do a drop, man, wash your tail, man. Wash up. Why y'all gotta be all funky and stuff coming up in the PO office? Like, man, wash yourself up, man. I know some of y'all on here watching, y'all got probation or parole. Wash yourself up. We don't want to smell you, man. Man, I had some bad experiences in there, man. I seen folks that had STDs. Like, I look at you and say, you got a freaking STD. I don't know what you've been doing other than crimes, but you got an STD. You were sticking your nose and your penis where it need not be. So, yeah, I ran into stuff like that, man, where it was some folks that just wasn't right down there. People with foul odors. Oh my God, just the odors, man. I remember this dude, man, it's not to pick on nobody, man, but this dude was very seriously overweight. He was seriously overweight, you know, and it's not to talk about nobody that's overweight, but dude was so overweight, man. I literally, his stomach, it fell past his knees. While he's standing up, his stomach was over his knees. This is not a joke. I'm not exaggerating by any stretch of the imagination. I literally had to drop him. Let me explain to you the process I had to do on this man that I was dropping, who had the stomach that hung below his knees, okay? Because we got to be able to see that you ain't doing nothing, crazy. But I couldn't tell. I wasn't putting my face up between his legs and between them stomachs. I wasn't putting my... Listen, I wasn't putting my face up in between his legs and stomach. Okay, all I know, his stomach fell down below his knees. He couldn't hold the shit, and I wasn't finna hold the shit for him. All right, but the stomach was there. So I had to go up under there with a cup and set that motherfucker on the floor and tell him to piss. He's standing straight up, but he ain't pissing forward like men do. His piss going down like a woman do, because his pee-pee being pushed down because his stomach is hanging over his pee-pee. Talk about seriously out of shape. Yeah, he was out of shape. I don't know what kind of shape he was. Looked like an oval. Something. Hamburger. Let me stop. Stop. It's not nice. Not nice. So yeah, I had to put the cup down there, man, and hope that he hit it, and he would just piss. I think that's how he did it at home too. And he pissed right into the cup. Some got on the floor, but he was able to get a good portion into the cup, enough for me to do my test. So that was one of the bad experiences I, had in doing drops for me. Aside from that, you had clients that were really generally good, man. I had some clients that was good. They just fell upon some bad times, had some bad things happen, man. It's just wrong place, wrong time type of stuff. I did have some folks like that I actually grew grew fond of and everything, and I wanted the best for them, man. I got attached to some of the clients I had, and some clients I had died, whether they got in some shootouts and things, or drug overdose, or just like cancer or some disease. So I had a couple of clients that I lost like that, man. So it was quite the experience in itself. I didn't really like to see that. Man, it's anytime you're dealing with somebody for a year, 2 years, man, you get attached to them. I went to a funeral, for a family, and they had nothing but good things to say about me as far as what the client I had that had passed had told them. I actually went to bat for some clients. I went in the courthouse and, spoke highly on their behalf to get them, off papers early and stuff. I did stuff like that. I used to get in trouble with my suit, man. Cause I wouldn't write people up. I would try my hardest not to write. You had to be a badass for me to write your ass up. If you was up to no freaking good, I still might have just let you slide. But if you tried to cross me, I was gonna write you, right? I was gonna write you. If you was up to no good constantly and you wasn't trying to change, I was gonna write you. But I was that PO that was gonna work with you. And all my clients loved me, man. If you was on the right track, I was gonna make sure you was good. And I would stick my neck out for other people's clients too. I would try to help them if I could, because I saw some people that was abusing the system, taking advantage and doing stuff to people just because they had the power. I did see that, man. So, and I saw a lot more crime than what was being reported, because there's a lot more in them documents, and a lot more that we get, come across our desk that you wouldn't be surprised with the level of crime that was actually going on. But needless to say, man, I had my hands full with work. My desk was loaded, and I kept a stack of a couple. I would say I started getting up to in the hundreds as far as my client base that I was supposed to supervise, man. It started getting real hectic. Yeah. So, but yeah, we would go to people's houses, man, knock on doors, had to check, do home visits, but also had to help people set up home plans and stuff like that, man. And I had to do these survey things on clients that was just getting out, ex-offenders that was just getting out, just to check their risk, the risk that they were to the public. And we had these long ass surveys that we had to do. These surveys, man, they would consist of so many different questions. I mean, they would know everything about you at the end of that, from how you feel about people, to how you feel about your life, to how you feel about your freaking feet. They would dig into every little piece, man, and we had to be able to judge and decipher if any of the information they gave us was, any kind of indication of, the type of behavioral risk that they might pose on the general public. We had to do that groundwork. So, and I remember I had some clients, man, that you would be like, dang, how you get up in here? Like, what the heck you do? And it was amazing to see some of the people, man, and realize some of the stuff that they was on. But that was kind of my experience with